Hey guys, and welcome to synthesong.com. My name's Kester, and today we're gonna have a look at the new plugin by Jordan Fish and Cradle, which is called All Textures. And I'm gonna just produce, this is not a tutorial, it's just a video to motivate you, to inspire you to make maybe similar music or just something inspired by it. And just a quick disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. I don't even have the full version, I just have the trial version of the plugin. So everything that I say about this plugin is really just my opinion. So I already have a chord progression, and let's just dive into the project and start producing. Okay, so I have this chord progression here. Which I played with the Maverick. I cut some of the Q, some of the low, some of the mid, and just a little bit of the high. Doesn't do anything. Then I have the first instance of All Textures here in the kind of a like re-space, I would say. And this program is built like kind of like Contact, you know, where you have two sound sources. Instead of having like oscillators, you have sound sources of, I guess, like one shots or something like that. And you can basically mix between the two of your choice. And here I have the re-space 02 and the lead. And you can go through it like this. I want more of the re-space obviously here, and a little bit less of a reverb. And not that long, so decay, yeah. Yeah, this is fine. So this is the re-space that I have. And then I also have a counter melody also with this All Texture. And this is a pad. So basically here I took a plug and this synth and I mixed it in like this. So basically that it's not a pad, but more of a plug that can be used for like the counter melody, and it sounds very well in context. And I think there's still lots of place for a nice vocal lead. Then I have the, well, let's say pre-chorus or verse B. I still have this piano, I still have the re-space. Oh, by the way, I have an automation on the re-space. So basically what this does is I have this frequency, the high frequency, which I cut in the beginning. And throw it to the verse B or to the pre-chorus. I open it up so there's more distortion there. And then I also have another pad, which is also from the All Textures. And I, well, changed it a little bit as well. This is a preset Misty Hills, but I changed it a little bit and it sounds like this. And why it moves is basically the LFO. I think it's here in synths. And here the LFO is like 35%. If you put it way on 100%, it's way stronger. So I'll put it down here like 30-ish%. And on top of that, I have in a couple of instances a kickstart plugin on the kick in the verse. And the kick on the verse, I'll come to that in a second, is basically ducking a lot of the synthesizer. So, and then I stacked up a little bit here as well with the counter melody. I have this one, which is basically more of a plug again. And then I have something very interesting, and it is an ARP. So here you can, in the main window, choose arpeggiator, and it's like a 16th note. And I believe here MIDI effects, you can also play with that a little bit. So with the, I think with the octaves here, for example, 2 octaves, you can also say like, I want to play a 7th. So the next thing we come to is the drums here. I didn't do much in the drums in the verse B or in the pre-chorus, whatever we call it. I just have a verse kick, which is a plugin that I have from Splice. After that, I put an 1176 to it, and it sounds like this. So, this. Just makes it a little bit bigger. And then I have a decapitator for some extra crispiness. And really trigger all the kickstarts from the synthesizer. And then I have, because I wanted it to be a little bit more ambient, I wanted to have this reverby rim. And basically I did a little bit of an EQ cut here. So before it was like this, and after. And then I have some percussion. This is just a percussion loop. And together it sounds like this. Sounds quite nice. And after that, I only needed a little bit of a ear candy and this and that. So I started with looking for like this alt texture thing, what kind of effects they have. I like this a lot. This is basically also an arpeggiator, but 30-second. That plays every like 2 bars. No, yeah, every 2 bars. And then I have another effect also from the alt textures, but I processed it quite a bit. And I just basically took another node and made some heavy processing on it. Let's see if I can reverse engineer it. Oh yeah, okay, good. So I have this hypnotic trails preset. And after that, I have a future verb, which basically adds a little bit of a shimmer, which I really, really like. And after that, an EQ, cutting a lot of the lows, a lot of the highs, and the mids. Before it was like this. And the reason for that is I just wanted to add some ear candy and a little bit of depth. And I think if we have too many frequencies there, it will just be, yeah, too much. And here I have another one, but I can't unfreeze it because I processed it quite heavily. And here I have 2 more. One is a transition. This is from my sample pack called Punch. You can find it on the website. In this preset pack called Punch, there are a lot of like impacts and transitions and ear candies that you can add to your rock and metal production that just add a lot of impact and help you transition through sections like from verse to pre-chorus or from pre-chorus to chorus or to breakdown and just make everything more interesting and heavy. So if you need something like that, go and check that out. I will link it down in the description. And yeah, let's continue. Okay, now we come to the chorus and I will get my guitar there, my nice Epiphone. And yeah, then I will record a little bit of guitar and get back to it in a second. Okay, let's see what I did here with the guitars. I just have this one. And then I have a fake guitar here, it's what I call. This is the Jupiter shreddage, and I just put it 7 semitones up. Just to add a nice layer. Sounds like this. From the processing, I have the Gojira. This is not like a final mix or anything, but basically what I did was I cut a lot of the lows and low mids and the highs, and here's some frequencies that I didn't like. And basically what this is for is leaving space up for the synthesizer later here, because I want to add more of this alt texture new plugin by Jordan Fish, and that's why I will cut a lot of the highs and maybe in the mix eventually even more. That is why I did that. And on top of that, I added some more crispiness with Decapitator, which adds basically a little bit more mids and just a little bit of harmonics. Some crispiness, I like it a lot. before, after. Sounds quite nice, right? And the next thing that we're gonna do is, also I have a bass, which is the nocturnal bass. I have the DI on here, and the mix is basically this. I have a compressor, then it goes into tape, which adds a little bit of like tape saturation. Then I have a limiter, making it a little bit more loud. Then I have an equalizer, getting rid of some of the lows, and here the frequency where the kick drum will be later. We'll see probably around 60 or 80 hertz or whatever. And then here I will boost that a little bit so that the frequencies don't really fight the kick and the bass. And then I have a kickstart, which will trigger in the future the kick that I will make. And one more thing that I added was this, well, I guess guitar preset from this alt textures. The only thing that I don't really like about that is the reverb. It's just so big and long. So let's see how that goes into the mix. Yeah, it's pretty nice, but I have to say, I also have a preset from my preset pack, Nu Metal Producer, which I will show you. I have this here, this is mine. And this is the one from Jordan Fish. So, and then you will be the judge. There's also another one, which sounds a little bit more cyber. Or this. I like mine a little bit more, I have to say. So, and the next thing we'll do is getting some drums in. I have the pack Modern Massive. I didn't do anything, and I don't wanna. I really just wanna like do some cool production, so I will definitely not go into mix today. And I will exchange this one because there's a lot of more sub frequencies there. Sounds massive. And here I will probably go with that one eventually. What this? Yeah, sounds nice. Okay, and let's get in. If I would want this to be like a full song or release this song, I would obviously like get either a real drummer who records the drums or do myself more in detail. Let's just leave it like that for now. Let's continue with this synthesizer. We want to add some more synthesizer, right? And I want to go back and see what fits. For example, this one maybe. I like this a lot, but the issue here is that it takes a lot of space or adds a lot of mud to the guitars, and I don't really want that. So what I will do is I will simply, instead of making like an automation, I will simply copy this and take out here. I will remove that as well. And I will remove this as well because I don't want that to be. I will add an EQ and get rid of a lot of the lows and mids until it really fits into the mix. And what I don't like about this one in particular is that there is still the LFO. So that might be a little bit better. I want this to be a little bit thicker though, maybe with some strings. Perhaps they have something like that in that in the plugin. Oh boy. I like that. Quite nice. I think I will go and search for like a different beat in this chorus. Maybe something heavy like that. Oh, nice. I want there to be more distortion. Maybe some creative effects like a tremolator. I didn't even use a preset or anything. I just, yeah, tried out a little bit with the groove and everything. And in context, it sounds like this. Concentrate a little bit more on the chorus synthesizer. Maybe an ARP. Or maybe something like a sustain. Oh, that sounds very nice. Wow. And always think a little bit of the width, so I will put in some pan man on it, I think. Smooth it out. Now I will add some, I think, orchestral things. Cello, perhaps. Awesome. And now another thing is some sound design. I like my pack punch a lot. There are some nice impacts. If we go to impacts, I think this one. And here with the cello, a little bit of a EQ cut. Awesome, very, very cool. Hey, let's have a final listen through. thanks for watching this video. This is not like a fancy song or anything. I think this would live a lot of on the vocals, but I really like to experiment with this new instrument, and I don't know if I will buy it or not, but yeah, it sounded very interesting. If you're looking for presets for Serum 2 or sample packs for like giving transitions and impacts to your song, make sure to visit my website, synthesizer.com. I will link it down in the bio. And if you got motivated or inspired by this video, I would love you to make a thumbs up and leave a comment maybe, and yeah, subscribe. Thanks and happy producing.